Welcome to the Shout Out with Sage show. Shout Out with Sage.
Shout me out.
And that's all I gotta say. So shout out and let's go.
Welcome everyone back to Shout Out with Sage on Streaminn HUBB Radio. My next guest is hip hop artist TRIZZ. And TRIZZ, why don't you tell people where you're from and how you ended up into hip hop?
I'm from Southern California, the Inland Empire to be exact.
Okay.
It's about 35, 40 minutes east of LA. I got into music when I was like 9 years old, just growing up around it. And, my mom and my dad, they were like big music fans and stuff like that. And that's how I like really started to get into music. And I started to record and stuff when I was like 9 or 10.
Oh, wow. What were you listening to? What were your parents listening to when you...
They were listening to like a lot of jazz, a lot of funk, Anita Baker, George Clinton, the Parliament, Ohio Players.
Okay.
And then more like into the hip hop. Like my dad was like a real big West Side Connection fan. That was like the first album I ever heard.
Okay.
The first rap album I ever heard. Yeah.
And were all those influential in your music now, or there's certain ones that you sort of resonated with you, or you're sort of finding your own way?
Yeah. It's like all that is like inspiration, and it's really ingredients to everything that I do now. You know what I mean? Like my music has a lot of bounce to it. It has a lot of like dark methods to it, a lot of spacey West Coast like vibes to it. So I get all of that from everything that I was listening to when I was growing up and even now, so yeah, it sticks with me even today.
I was doing some research and I listened to you have the newest single out. I believe it's Keep It a Buck with Mike Summers. How did that experience come about? Because he's won, he has a couple gold records, some platinum records. So how did you meet Mike?
I met Mike Summers through working with Brother Lin Chung, who discovered me. He was signed. Brother Lin Chung is a really well-known artist from Sacramento, California.
Okay.
And Mike Summers, he actually produced a lot of music for him while he was signed to Strange. And Mike Summers was actually signed to Strange Music as well. He did the majority of Tech Nine's catalog. And that's basically how we ended up linking up. We had a lot of mutual friends and artists right, that we worked with, and he had been wanting to work with me for a long time. And so when he finally got the opportunity, he jumped at it, and he hit me up, wanting to work, and we actually linked up through Dave Weiner, who was he was working with Priority in the 90s. He actually had a hand in signing Ice Cube and stuff. So I ended up linking with Mike Summers through Dave Weiner.
And how long did it take you guys? You have a couple new singles out, correct? How long did it take you guys to write those, and what was the whole process like?
A lot of it was remotely working, like
with COVID and everything. And
like he'll send me beats, and I will record them at my house. I have a recording set up at my house, and so I would record all of the vocals. I would send them back to him, and then we would send it to another engineer out in another state, and I believe he's in Arizona. He mixes and masters everything. So we all the songs we did together, we were working remotely. Wow,
that's amazing. Like that, yeah. I would think that would be a difficult process. How did you deal with that?
I mean, I with technology and everything, I'm used to it. So like it's nothing. I go over his house and we listen to beats. He has his own setup there too. But when I go over there, we just really like crafting and like getting ideas together. And then when I come home and I'm chilling at the crib, like I record and lay my vocals down at home.
Okay, and then with digital, you can just send them over or whatever.
Send it. So that's how we've been working and everything. But yeah, he's really been a big part of what's going on right now. I'm chasing a hit. I'm trying to get a hit single right now. So like, I know he's one of the hit makers in the game right now. So I decided to work with him.
Okay, and I know you have Keep It a Buck. You have Summer Break with him. Is there another one that's going to be coming out with Mike soon?
Okay, so Summer Break is the EP. It's
Oh,
like
sorry. Okay,
no,
got
no,
it.
no, no, no. You got it right though, because Summer Break is also a title track, another
Okay.
single. No, you absolutely correct. But the single Summer Break is on the EP called Summer Break. That's a
Right.
set
Okay.
title.
Got
It's
you.
Yeah, it's a title track for the EP, and so it's gearing up for this
Mhm.
album that we're about to release in September. And so
Okay.
it's a real summertime vibe, real chill barbecue type, music. West Coast, palm trees, weed smoking, alcohol.
Sunshine, beach, yeah,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what we got working on right now, and yeah, we're dropping the album in September, and the EP was gearing up for that as well as keeping a buck.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there anyone else you're going to be working with, or what else are you working on right now? Just
Uh,
that or other stuff?
Yeah, right now I'm getting back into like my acting bag. Like I was acting as a kid, but I want to get like serious into it. So
Mm.
right now I'm working on a couple of film projects. I just did some work with Investigation Discovery with this show called Reasonable Doubt. Um,
Okay. And
yeah,
what did you play? What was that
uh,
about?
a reenactment role.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, we were reenacting the crime scene. I'm just building my resume and just just like I've been doing with the music, I'm doing
Right.
it with the acting. So I got that going on, and then as well as just putting out music. I'm working on a tour that I got coming up. I just got off tour in April. Yeah, I got off tour in April. I was
Mhm.
on tour for 2 months with Ritz and Greaves. That was real successful. So yeah, I'm looking to go back on the road and put out a little bit more music before the year is up.
What's been the biggest hurdle for you up until this point with your music?
My biggest hurdle, probably is just being a small fish in a big pond. Like I'm from California, Southern California to be exact. L.A. politics and all of that.
Mm.
I have to deal with all of that. You know what I mean? And there's so many people trying to do what I do, so that would probably be the biggest hurdle. But it don't phase me.
Right.
I'm still able to do what I do and survive off of doing what I love.
Right. And what's your favorite part of the business?
I'll probably say performing. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm around my friends. I'm around my fans. I'm around a bunch of support, a lot of love. I'm doing what I love. You know what I mean? I would say performing would be the best part of my job.
You love being up there on stage. That's your
Yeah, yeah. That's my thing. My mom always say I like to have my ego stroked, and yeah, very true. Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, makes sense, right?
yeah.
Well, speaking of that, are your parents supportive of your career? Because I know, sometimes family isn't always supportive when you go into the arts or music or anything like that.
Yeah, my mom and my dad are very supportive. They've always supported what I've done financially, and just emotionally. They've always been behind me. My mom told me when I graduated high school in 2010, I had a year to figure it out. Like,
Oh, wow. So they did give you parameters on
yeah,
stuff.
she was like, if you can't figure out a situation before 2011, then you're gonna have to go to school. I help you financially because my mom and my dad, they both hustlers. They're realtors.
Mhm.
I come from a good home. I've had a lot of struggles in my life, but my mom, overcame a lot of that. But yeah,
Right.
they've always been behind me. They've always helped me financially. But she told me, you got a year after high school to try to figure it out. If you don't, you got to go to school. So I started going to Los Angeles Recording School in 2011. And in the middle of me going to school, trade school and everything, I got a tour offer. And then when I got my tour
Oh.
offer, I quit school. And then
How did that tour offer come about? Like, what were the steps in getting that opportunity?
social media, being proactive on social media. That's actually how Brother Lynn Chung and Strange Music discovered me. I was putting out videos. I've been putting out music and videos every year since 2006. I'm
Okay.
30 years. I'm
Wow.
30 years old. So since I was 14, I've been putting out
Wow.
music. Yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah. I've never stopped ever. Like I've been independently doing this forever. So they discovered me on Twitter, and Brother Lynn Chung, he took the courtesy to reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to do some shows, and that led up to doing tours with him and
Mm.
jumping on his album, and yeah, just grinding straight
Right,
up.
right.
Mhm.
How often do you do a vid? Like, I looked on your Instagram. Yeah, you're always doing stuff. How often do you put out content?
Every week, whether it be some new pictures that I took at a photo shoot or behind the scenes, working in the studio. But every week, like the internet is too fast right now. Like kid, kids are scrolling and swiping 6 seconds into the video. Yeah,
Right.
so you got to be able to keep up with them and have something to give them. So yeah, every week I got something dropping. I'm very consistent. I don't let people forget me at all.
Okay, that's good to know. And with your videos, how do you come up with ideas for your videos? Is it you? Is it other people? Like, and who directs them? Do you hire a director, or it's a friend, or how do
I
your videos all work out?
Me and my boy Castro, aka New High Films, we guerrilla shoot a lot. Like
Right.
we'll just pull up to
I
like
understand.
all of that. But sometimes, the majority of the time, I plan it out. I like scale it out on my phone. My wife is a filmographer, and she films a lot of videos, and she actually has her own a couple independent films she's done herself. So she helps me out with a lot of my treatments. But yeah, for the most part, everything is in house. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't let not having a big director behind me stop me from what I'm doing. I got bills to pay, so I'm always working. I use all of my resources, so the majority of the stuff that I put out, me and my homies and my wife have done it ourselves.
Right, right.
Yeah,
But then that makes it, I don't know, sometimes you can feel that like there's a different
yeah.
vibe in the content when it's a good close group of friends versus
It
something a little more
depends.
glossy maybe.
I mean, it depends. Like I know how to make my stuff look professional. My stuff look mad professional. A lot
Yeah,
of
oh, I'm
people.
not saying that. I'm just saying there's a different like tonality to it sometimes. You
Oh
can
yeah,
tell.
it's
That's
definitely a
all.
different tone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's original. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I would love to have $1 million budget. I would go crazy, like explosions and all of that. But I I don't
Right,
let that deter me from my goal, and that keeps me on my mission.
right, exactly. And what is your mission?
My mission is to become a successful entrepreneur that I've been striving to be since I came in this game. Like I just want to be successful. I want to be able to take care of my family without having to think about when the next check is coming. You know what I mean? Like that's my goal. Like to just live successfully off my music with what I've been doing. I mean, every day goals change, but right now in this moment, I just want to be successful off of what I love doing.
And does success and happiness mean the same thing to you, or would those be two different things?
Yeah, I don't like to like blur the line between success and happiness because a lot of people like to like, okay, yeah, money don't bring happiness. Nah, money doesn't bring happiness, but it's a big fuel for it. That's for sure. You
It's
know what I mean?
helpful.
Yeah. So when it comes to happiness and success, it's the same thing to me. Because if my success is just being happy at home with my wife and just watching TV all day, then that's success to me. It's success is the definition of it is for whoever that
Yeah.
individual is. So yeah.
And this is Shout Out with Sage. Are there any people you'd like to give a shout out to? Anyone pivotal, instrumental in your success so far, getting you to where you
Yeah.
are right now?
Yeah, my wife, first and foremost. I just got married in February.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my wife, first and foremost. God, straight up. Yeah, my mom and my dad. Period. That's it. That's who I want to give a shout out to. Been the most supportive and behind me.
Cool.
Yeah.
And do you find that there's other people maybe that, like, what's your biggest struggle in the business? And
I would say my biggest struggle probably is just being in my own head. Like I feel like I deserve more than I have, but I also understand that everything that I have, God feel like I'm ready for it. So if I don't have it yet, then I'm just not ready for it. So like my biggest struggle is just being in my own head and feeling like I deserve more than what I have.
well, yeah, you should always have gratitude. The first part of the show today was with a psychotherapist, and we talked about gratitude because it was about Shout Out with Sage, which is part of the show, is to give gratitude and thanks. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, definitely, he was very. Some of the stuff he said was really cool and very something to think about when
Yeah,
you're like,
I,
I think for those of us who have a lot of goals, we forget to have gratitude sometimes because we want that other stuff so bad.
yeah. It's like in your career, in your life, you always gonna want more. But sometimes I have to sit and think like, damn, I gotta appreciate what I got already. You know, like
Well, and how far you've already come. Like if you look
yeah,
back like 2 years ago, where was
yeah,
I? What was I doing? Oh my
yeah.
God. Like you forget to look back.
Yeah, because if you live it like we all live in the moment, and then when we have it, it's not as fun when we have it. That's why the grind is so. That's why the grind is so fun to me because the chase is way more interesting than like when you get there. Once you get there, it's like that's why like you compare. I like to compare it to a road trip. Like when
Mm,
everybody's ready for a road trip, it's like, oh damn, we're finna drive 4 hours. We're gonna be in a car. We're gonna be chilling, listening to music and vibing. But then when you finally get there, it's like, okay, damn, we're here, we're gonna party, then we gotta drive home, and it's like, oh damn, what's next? It's like, what's next? You know?
right.
So
Well, especially now with everything so fast and like click, click, click. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. What
yeah.
is the best piece of advice you've been given?
The best piece of advice I've been given, as cliche as it may sound, is not caring what other people think. Like
Mm,
we live in an age where like you can see somebody's opinion in 2 seconds. Just pick up your phone, you can see somebody's opinion about you.
mm.
Like 20, 30, 40 years ago, they didn't have that. Like, could
Right.
you
You had to
imagine?
find out a little later.
Yeah. Could you imagine if like James Brown was on Twitter? You feel me? It would just be like and just in that era in the 70s, if like Twitter was like going on, Instagram, like where you could see people's opinions about you. Like I see
Right.
people's opinion about me every single day. Like the biggest advice that I've ever gotten is not caring what anybody thinks. Just like you probably got that advice. That's like a very
Yes.
it's cliche advice, but it's like it's
Mine's more when, when people attack, they might not be attacking you, verbally saying stuff to you, like, or yelling at you, raising their voice, or being snippy or snarky, or
yeah,
any of those things is, really not to take it personal,
yeah,
even though you get angry that someone's talking to you that way, and you have to like
yeah. You
breathe
gotta calm down.
deeply and let it go.
Yeah,
And
and then like
yeah,
you always not. It's not always gonna be a yes. Like sometimes, like the
right.
majority of this game in any industry, in film and music, whatever, it's gonna be a lot of no's. Like nah, no, we don't need you. We don't want you. It's cool. Like no, you're not good enough. You gotta fight through that. You feel me?
Right. Or it's just not their style. Like
Yeah,
that's the one thing I find. It's not that you might not be good enough, it just might not be like
that
what
what they're
they're
looking
look.
for.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that you're brilliant. It just means it's just not in their lane.
It's
That's the
not.
biggest thing I can say is like just to really know like what you are and what lane you're sort of
Yeah,
going for, I think.
yeah, nah, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Because not everyone's gonna like you. So what
No,
happens? So what happens when you do find yourself maybe in a bit of a rut or a struggle? Like, do you have any positive things that you do to try and get over those humps, or how do you approach that?
I play video games. Like I'm a big video game fan. Like before I got on this interview, I was playing video games. I got my Xbox controller right here. Like
Okay,
that's therapy. You know what I mean? I smoke weed. Like that's the truth. Uh,
it's legal in California, so I
yeah,
think you can
where
say
I'm
that.
from is very much legal. Yeah, I kick it with my wife. I may go out to eat. Like I find other avenues outside of music, outside of social media, like things
Right.
that take me away from it for a little bit.
So you do have some away time from the social media and the
Yeah.
music and that to
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. Because like the music is 24/7 with me because it's how I eat. So other than that, or I may watch like my favorite shows on TV. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do people find out about you? Like, where can we find you online, or what are your websites, or anything like
Yeah.
that?
TRIZZonline.com. You can find everything about me there. You can subscribe. You can get discounts and all types of gifts and everything on TRIZZonline.com. You can Find my Instagram, all my social media is on TRIZZonline.com. It's one hub. You don't have to do anything.
Okay.
Keep searching for me. TRIZZonline.com. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. All my shows and everything. I got shows coming up. It's all there.
Yeah. When's your next show?
August 12th in LA at Los Globos. I'm performing at TF's release party. TF is a artist from LA.
Okay, very cool. Anything else you would like to mention before we wrap it up for the day?
I just want to thank you, Sage, for having me on your show.
No worries.
I genuinely appreciate it. And yeah, I'd love to come back soon.
Definitely would love to have you. And why don't you give a shout out for your latest songs that you have out?
Yeah, okay. So I got this EP out right now called Summer Break. It's 3 songs. Real cool, chill vibe, summer under the palm trees type thing. Yeah, go check it out. It's out now on all platforms with my boy Mike Summers, and the full-length album is dropping in September.
Cool. Okay, well, thanks so much for coming today on Shout Out with Sage on Streaminn HUBB Radio, and hope to see you soon, Trizz. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay.